Good afternoon, it's Lynn here from the Learn English Network. Now, the good thing about me being late, for which I apologise, I did write in the forum that I would be a little late today, but the good thing is everybody's got clothing on. It always seems that when I log in after everybody else has logged in, there's no problem with everybody being grey, but when I log in and then people log in after me, quite often you're all grey. Anyway, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. But today we're going to read and talk about a topic. Shiny, you might know what the topic is. Did you notice on the forum what I wrote?
I didn't notice.
Ah.
Are we going to talk about seafaring? No.
Sorry, about
the seafaring?
No, not about seafaring. No. Okay. It ties in a little. I think next week we're going to look at mindfulness. But well done for seeing that I was going to be late anyway. But it does say in the forum what today's topic is. So, and it's about information overload. Now, let's just first talk about that concept of information overload. Shiny, just those two words together, information overload. What does that mean to you?
We have lots of information, too much for us. We can't deal with it.
We can't deal with it.
We don't know that. Yeah, we can deal with it, and because we cannot check the information is right or not.
Okay. Traum, what does it say to you? Traum, don't forget to unmute. What does information overload mean to you? Traum 222. Okay, tough guy. What about you? What does that mean to you? Information overload.
Information overload. I do not know exactly, but I think that it means that when you get the information more than you need it, or more than you need, sorry.
More than you need. More information. So more information than you need, more information than you want. That word overload, over plus load. Over can sometimes mean, let me just start flying. So, I've lost my flight. Where's my flying gone? Oh yeah, there it is. Interesting. That's a bit mean. Hang on. No, I won't do it. Okay, I've lost my ability to fly. There it is. Good. So, there you go. Over can be a preposition of place. Okay. So, for example, I'm flying over Shiny. Yeah, I'm flying over your heads. But it can also mean too much. Okay. To overeat means to eat too much. To overdrink, to drink too much. Overload means to load too much onto something. If you overload your car, it could be dangerous. If you overload a truck. And so information overload would have it would have a real effect on what part of your body do you think information overload might have?
Maybe someone is telling... Lynn, my voice is back, by the way.
Your voice is... Yeah, well done. Good job.
Sometimes it goes away. goes away. I don't know why. It depends on
it's a little mystery.
The computer. Yes.
Don't know why
As for me, overloaded information could be someone, for example, someone was on holiday and they want to tell you every little part what happened to them. And
that would,
maybe,
I know what you mean, but that would just be too much information to me. Too much information.
Okay.
And don't confuse too much information with TMI. TMI, if you see TMI written, or if somebody says to you TMI, it means too much information, but it generally indicates you're telling them something they don't want to hear about your personal life. Okay? But too much I wouldn't call that information overload. Information overload is generally over a long period of time until you're overwhelmed. So what part of your body do you think becomes overwhelmed by information overload?
The brain?
Yeah. Information isn't something that you have to carry. Well, it is, but you have to carry it. It doesn't weigh anything, but it can weigh on your brain. It can overload the brain, yes. So we're looking again. Last week we looked at imagination. And the week before, we've been looking at things that affect the brain. Well, information affects the brain, and information overload affects the brain negatively. But it implies a lot of information, more than somebody's holiday, but a lot of information over a period of time. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you a link to the text, but I can also cut and paste it for you if you can't open the link, if you're on a small screen. I know it's difficult to open separate links, so let me know. And first of all, I'd like you to look at the quote. And I'll read the quote to you if you can't see it. Information overload is a symptom of our desire to not focus on what's important. It's a choice. Do you agree or disagree with that quote? Kind of agree. Okay, so not kind of agreed, I kind of agree, because that's your current position. I agree at the moment, sort of. I think it's a bit of a mean quote. It's saying we talk, and a lot of people, especially people who work in IT, people who work in not so much McDonald's probably, but people who work in law, finance, many professionals, even doctors, are talking about information overload. Tough Guy, do you agree with that quote? It's from somebody called Brian Solis, whoever Brian Solis is.
Do I agree with what you have just written?
Yeah, what he said. It's not my writing. It's something that somebody called Brian Solis said. Okay. Do you agree with him that we don't really suffer from too much information? We suffer from making the wrong choice about what to focus on.
Yes, probably yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Ooh,
yes.
Okay. Because other people have been saying, especially with the internet, Here's something that somebody said quite a while ago. The greatest challenge internet users face is information overload. Traum, do you agree with that? You're an internet user. Do you suffer from information overload when you look for something?
I would say yes. Sometimes it happens from time to time. When it keeps me away from real life. Sometimes, and then I stop it and say, "Oh my God, where does the journey goes to?" Then I say, "Stop, that's too much. It gives me any help." Yeah.
Okay, so you unplug. That's a choice. That is a choice. You're concentrating on what's important to you. Yeah. You're doing. It's a choice. I think you'd have to agree with Brian Solis. What about you, Shiny? Do you think it's a challenge to you on the internet? Do you face information overload?
Every day, yes. Because I feel that I can't read all the information, and I can't. Sometimes they say it in this way, and sometimes they say in that way. I just can't. It's too much, so I can't cope with it.
Yeah, it is. I suffer from it too sometimes. Especially when I'm searching for a particular thing, and I do a simple search in Google or in Bing, and the stuff that comes back, I then have to learn how to filter it. Now, some people are calling it information pollution. That might sound strong. Pollution, we normally think of traffic. Well, if you think about the internet, people talk about internet traffic. So maybe they've got a point. Maybe it is information pollution. But people often talk about using filters to filter the information.
And Lynn, what would you call when I open my email account and there appear lots of news about Trump and Melania's life, or Brad Pitt will get back to his family, and all such unimportant things for my life, I have to say.
I would say that you need to set the filters on your email.
Yes, but the headlines are so interesting that I open it, and the idea that I actually wanted to check my emails is off. I want to know more about what they are right, and that's what would you call is this? I sometimes say it's like a dog who has to do something, but it sees a bone and runs after the bone. Also, he actually didn't want to do anything else, not to run after every bones you find.
Yeah, well, it's a distraction, isn't it? You're being distracted from, maybe, again, that's that choice that you make. And if you notice, I put that there's no such thing as information overload, only filter failure. So when I go, I set up my email very strictly so that I don't get any spammy messages. But if you, for example, Traum, if you subscribe to a website, a news website, and you don't set up filters for what they can send you, yes, you're going to get all the stuff they think, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to interest you in what they have to say. So they'll send you everything under the sun. You need to set the filters. You need to learn how to control it.
Yes, I see.
Reams joined us. Oh, Reams lost voice again. Reem? No white dot. No. Okay, we'll have to. Okay. Just wait and see if it catches up. Okay, so we'll have to carry on, unfortunately. I think it's probably your connection. Or shall we go over to Discord and we can speak in Discord? We could try Discord for voice. What do you guys think? Are you willing to pop over to Discord for voice so that Reem can hear us? See if Reem can hear us there. Sure, okay. Vinay wants to join us as well. So, Reem, okay, so I'll mute here and I'll go over to Discord, okay? But we'll stay here if you can. See what happens. It's always a bit fun. Okay, we'll go to the Kitely emergency room. And I will allow, well, not everyone, I will allow network members to connect. Okay, Vinay, we are moving to Discord so that Reem can hear us, okay? For voice only, okay? So I'm in.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Vinay. We're just moving to Discord for voice, okay?
So I have to log out from here?
No, you can stay here. Just open Discord. Just mute your mic here and go into Discord for voice. Reem's there already. Let's see if Reem's mic is working. Hi, Reem. Can you hear me? Just use
Hi.
voice, Reem.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm fine, thanks. Now I can't unfortunately feed your voice through to Kitely, so hi, Shiny. Well done. This is exactly why we're going to use Discord for this, so hopefully everybody will be able to hear. So we'll wait for Hermina and so Traum. Okay, let's see. I can send an invitation to them if they haven't. Okay. I type like a space shuttle. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Oh dear. Oops. Okay, log out. That's what I want to do. Okay, so let's see if who can come into. This is a proof of concept, by the way. Okay, log in. Just open it up and log in. Okay, so Vinay's here. Well done, Vinay. Can you hear me, Vinay? Can I hear you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. We're just waiting for Tough Guy and Traum. Now, Traum should be able to just log in because she has got an account. But,
What's with Kitely? Why we should...
Okay, well, the whole point of using this setup is Discord runs nicely with Kitely, and Reem couldn't speak. She had no voice. She couldn't hear us. If you look in Kitely, you'll see she has no white dot, but she can speak here. So I wanted that in the future, if I say to people, let's go to Discord, everybody will just go, okay, open Discord, log in, bluff, and you'll be here. But people aren't quite used to it yet. People like Traum. And if you notice, Traum has also lost her voice. So it's one of those things. Anyway, we're going to carry on talking. Yeah, it takes time. It does. But if you do it often enough, it works. So let's carry on. And we were talking about information overload, Vinay, before you arrived. Okay, so before you logged in, we were talking about information overload. So let's just get your thoughts on information overload. Is it something you're aware of? Is it something you believe is a problem? Or does it mean nothing to you?
Hello.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get you. What did you ask?
Okay, information overload.
Information overload.
Does that mean anything to you?
I didn't get this word, information overload. What?
Okay, let me type it up. Let me type it up into text chat in Kitely. Okay, information. You know what information is, yes?
Yeah.
And overload. If you have too much of something, you can be overloaded with work. Yeah, you could overload your car or a truck and you put too many people in it, or you put too much stuff in it. Okay, so an information overload is too much information.
You mean at the same time we are doing multitasking?
I think that's just being overworked. No, it's Shiny. You gave a good example when you tried to search for something. Could you explain to Vinay what you were saying? Don't forget to unmute.
Yes, every time. I'm
Not
sure.
in Kitely. Not in Kitely.
Yes,
in
sorry.
Discord. Okay.
Discord.
Sorry. Yes, I every time when I search something, it just pop up so much information, and we can't. I couldn't read all the information, because read those information means you have to read them and put it in your mind, and it's like a sponge, so big.
Okay, Vinay, do you understand now?
Yes.
What's it like when, Vinay, when you've been on holiday and you come back to work, what's it like when you first open your email?
I see that too much of emails are pending to see, are pending to read. So there are a lot of email to read. So first I try to read all email by one
Oh, gosh.
to show them. It's very difficult task because there are too much information to read.
There you go. Information overload. It's overwhelming. Yeah, you feel overwhelmed. No, type in chat. But I meant I was trying to say to Traum to type something in Discord, but it's not letting her. I don't know why. So let's find Hermina.
Where we are pasting the text. I didn't see text window. In which room we are?
I would just use the Kitely local chat. Okay, the nearby chat. So type here. Speak in Discord. So all you need to do is just leave your Discord window open to speak, but type in Kitely, okay? So I'm trying to find Tough Guy to bring him into... Okay. Okay, so let's carry on. We'll start doing a little bit of reading, okay? And it's from the text I posted earlier, which Vinay and Tough Guy might not have seen already, okay? But I can type up the text as well. So, Shiny, could you read the first 2 paragraphs, please?
Yes. Modern life is so noisy nowadays. It is the noisiest it has ever been in history. And with noise, many sounds are filtered out. As a result, we could end up missing some of the most important things in life. This can have far-reaching implications and is aptly known as overstimulation. Forget your smartphone and your i7 chipset. The brain in your skull is the most efficient processor the world has ever known, capable of processing stimuli from a variety of sources, but sometimes it can all become too much.
Very good. Well done. Nicely read. Okay. So, any questions? I mean, perfect pronunciation. Well done. Any questions? Anything you'd like to say about that? I mean, how do you agree that your brain is actually a processor?
I agree. Actually, I read a
wrong.
Sorry. I don't
That's
get
okay.
used
Yeah,
to.
I've got you now. I can hear you in both, but Traum now hasn't got voice and she can't get into Discord. It's a bit chaotic, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay. I mean, yes, I read an article recently. It said we never get our brain rest nowadays because we use too much iPhone. You know,
well, it's not just the iPhone. Other distractions exist too.
Yes, but it's so different from personal computer, because you know, computer just sat there, it can't move. But because you have a mobile phone, it means you can take it everywhere, so you can never take a rest. You just take your phone and you didn't realize you check it every time, every minute. So you actually get your brain tired, and you even know it. It's something like that. It said we are going to ruin our brain because our brain is overworking like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you think of your brain, I don't like to do too many, make too many analogies. Like, you know, the motherboard in the computer's like your brain, or the chip in the computer's like your brain, or your brain's like a chip in the computer. But certainly information overload, we know what happens to our computers when too much information or too much time, too much use, it wears out, it overheats, and we all saw what happened to the Android, what was it, the Samsung Galaxy Note, yeah? The one that started bursting into flames. Could something like that happen to our brains, do you think? Vinay, what do you think? Are we putting our brains in danger?
Yes. Hello.
Hello, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Well done.
The smartphone, if we talk about the smartphone play a very important role to distract our mind. All the devices are very useful in our daily life, but we know that how we use that things, in which way we are using that things. Yeah, if we are using in a right way, then they are useful. In a wrong way, then they harm us. They can lead our life very destructive.
Yeah, I mean, how you say harmless, using it in the right way, but the technology is pretty new. If you look at one of the earlier quotes, I think you might have missed it, Vinay. It did say there's no such thing as information overload. There's just poor choices. It's a choice. Information overload is a symptom of our desire to not focus on what's important. It's a choice. And I'm not sure if I agree with that. I don't think we've learnt how to filter all this information we now have at our fingertips. Welcome, Hermina. Hermina number 3. Can you speak, Hermina? Hello.
I hope so.
Well done.
I don't
It was, mute him tightly.
Yes.
Mute him tightly.
Yes, it's done.
Okay, well done. Well done. You're here. You've confused Zom. Zom is laughing at you because we now have 3 Herminas in Discord.
Oh.
Every time you join, you set up a new account. It's so funny.
Good at computer skills, you know. But
I think you're suffering from information overload. Okay, let's carry on with our reading anyway. See how far we can get. And I'm going to ask Hermina, now that you're here, if you could read this next text. I will paste the text in Kitely, okay? But
Yes,
you will read it here in Discord. All right?
So I have to close the magazine. Okay.
Oh no, that's okay. Leave it open then. If you can't see both, let me know. I've typed it in the common room, okay? So there you are.
The external we experience every day extend far beyond what is natural. Compare life today to life as it was just before the advent of the internet. And complained back then about the stresses of modern life. We have all our smart devices and technology is spreading like wildfire. Never before has mankind had so much at its disposal, but possibly to its peril. Not sure how serious this all is. Let's explore some ways our high-tech world may be overstimulating our brains. Negative actions on our circadian rhythm.
Well done. That's a tricky one, isn't it? That's a bit of a tough word, I must admit. Okay, so stimuli. You kind of tripped over that word. Stimuli.
The I is as I spoke.
It's like an I, yeah. Stimuli. It's actually plural of stimulus, stimuli, and it just means the things that stimulate us, things that make us react, things that make us twitch, if you like. Okay. So there are things that you concentrate. You're listening to my voice, you're reading the text. They're both external stimuli. Okay, but whilst you're doing that, there's other things happening around you. Maybe a light is flickering in the corner of the room. Maybe your cat is trying to get onto the desk. Maybe your children are playing outside and you can hear them. It's all there. It's all going into your brain. Everything you can see Kitely, you can see Discord. Maybe you can't see both. You've got the text, you've got the sound, you've got the lights, you've got the noise outside maybe, the children playing, the dog barking shiny. And it's all stimulation. Your brain takes it all in. Even those things you're not fully aware of, your brain is actually reacting to. Okay, peril, Vinay. Can anybody explain to Vinay what peril means? Can you remember when we talked about at the on the sea and the lighthouses?
Danger.
Yes.
Danger.
Peril is another word for danger. If you are in peril, you are in danger. Okay, Vinay? Good. Now, it's got another word that you kind of struggled over, Hermina. I mean, your pronunciation was really good. Well done. But one probably you've not heard of before, circadian. The circadian rhythm. Circadian. Do you want to try it, Traum?
Circadian
rhythm.
Rhythm.
We've all got one. Did you know you've got one?
No.
Reem, did you know you've got a circadian rhythm? Do you know what your circadian rhythm is? Reem, can you hear me? Don't forget to unmute.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good.
No, I don't know.
Okay, Shiny, do you know what your circadian rhythm is?
My
Circadian
I want
rhythm.
to make an example. If we take a plane to from Asia to Western, and we might get jet lag, and it's going to miss our circadian rhythm.
It's going to disrupt it. Well done. Yes. My circadian rhythm is, if I'm not in bed by 11 o'clock at night, I'm really tired the next day. It's your sleep pattern. You might see sleep pattern. Yeah. So we all have this sleep pattern. We all have a rhythm of sleep, but the circadian rhythm is the more natural one, the one maybe our ancestors used. Let's read about it. Okay, so Reem, I would like you to read the next bit of the text. Okay, and we're going to take one of these perils each. Okay, so
Okay.
okay, I can send it to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try sending it to you as a message as well, rather than posting it in the chat here.
Now it's in Kalki, the human body. Yes, the human body is finely ten instruments, one which is self-sustaining for the most part, and instinctively knows when to rest. Classically, the human body process sleep-wake cycle, known as our circadian rhythm. This simply refers to the rise and fall of specific hormones based on the levels of natural light we are exposed to. Under ideal circumstances, this would make us wake up at around 5:13 a.m. And go to the bed between 6 to 9 p.m. However, this can easily be manipulated thanks to the influence of artificial light. Flowing the advent of the artificial light, serious lamps, light bulbs, etc. Humans become able to modify this rhythm to sleep at later hour, and conversely awaken later too. This is acceptably accepted that accept the fact that this alteration normally results in sleep. Yes, in sleep, deficiency developing as mankind processes it is only getting worse. cell phones but being used long after the sick and should be warming up to sleep.
Well done. Okay, so a few words. Let's have a look at the words first. The first one is finely tuned. Finely tuned. Try it.
Finely tuned.
Yes,
Finely tuned.
you need to make sure your ears are finely tuned to listening to English. Okay. If you play an instrument, a musical instrument, you need to tune it so that the notes play clearly. It needs to be finely tuned. Okay. Then the next one,
Yes.
self-sustaining.
Self-sustaining.
Self-sustaining, yes. If you're self-sustaining, it means you can produce all your own food. It means you can produce all your own electricity. You don't need anything else. And our bodies, when you think about it, they're pretty amazing. I don't have to think about breathing. My body, if I had to think about breathing, I probably wouldn't be able to think about teaching English.
Yes.
So it's amazing that you don't have to think, okay, now I must breathe in, now I must breathe out. We wouldn't get anything else done. So they're pretty self-sustaining. Okay, now the next one, possesses, not process, there's no R there. It possesses.
Possesses.
Possesses. That's better, good. Then the circadian rhythm. Circadian.
Circadian.
Yeah, the circadian rhythm.
Rhythm.
That's it. And rhythm, of course, that's a rhythm. Yeah, so dum, dum, your heart rhythm. Dum, diddy, dum, diddy, dum, diddy, dum. Okay. Then the next word, exposed. It's a silent E. Exposed. Try it.
Exposed.
That's
Exposed.
it. And then
Exposed.
time. 5:30 a.m. 30.
5:30 a.m.
That's
or
it.
half in the morning.
5:30 in the morning. 5:30 in the morning.
Half past five in the morning.
That's the one. Well done. And then
6.
6. The number 6. 6. Make sure you get that I sound. 6. Otherwise you're saying sex and people will go, what? Okay. So 6. I. Then the next one. Yeah. 6. Okay. Then manipulated. That's not a silent E. To manipulate somebody. Manipulated. Try it.
To fix it. To fix it. Manipulate and fix it.
Manipulated. Adverts
Manipulated.
adverts try to manipulate you into buying their product. That's why they try. Politicians try to manipulate us to vote for them, to convince us. Yeah, what's black is white and white is black. To be manipulated. Okay, the next one. Let's move on. Artificial. When something's not natural. The opposite of natural is artificial.
Yeah, artificial, not
Good.
artificial.
That's it.
Artificial.
It's a shill sound. After that, sources. The source, plural, sources.
So,
Yeah. Now, when you see ETC, sources, that's right. When you see ETC written like that, it's etc. Etc.
etc.
Yeah, that's it.
Etc. Yes.
Then to accept something, something is acceptable. Acceptable.
Acceptable.
Yes, that's very acceptable. Well done. After that, alteration.
Alteration.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, alteration. We tend to say to alter. Yeah, to alter something so that it fits. That's the verb. To alter something. To make, the noun. To make an alteration.
Alteration.
That's it. Good.
Thank
And the
you
last one, deficiency.
Deficiency.
Deficiency, yes. A lot of people suffer from vitamin D deficiency. We need to get out in the fresh air and sunlight so as not to suffer from vitamin D deficiency. When you haven't got enough of something, you are deficient in that thing and you suffer from
deficient from vitamin D, really.
Ah.
Yeah.
Are you having to take tablets?
Yeah, I take.
You can take it. Much better to get sunshine. But if you have anything that stops your body from producing the vitamin D, you have to go on to tablets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
poor you. Well, keep taking the tablets. Okay.
Yeah. The light in Arabia Saudi is sometimes closed. Not all building have outside.
Right.
Only to have villa.
That's another danger of today's technology. We're spending too much time inside.
Yeah.
It is a problem, another peril for us. Okay, but nicely read. Well done, Reem. Nicely read. Okay.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's get Vinay to read. And Vinay, you're going to read about memory. Oh, any questions first? So Vinay, I will text the message to you in a local message, but I'll put it into Kitely too. Okay.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Memory may suffer. The likelihood of becoming a scholar is higher than ever now, thanks to the widespread availability to educational material, but at a cost. Though you may be able to maintain a high level of performance for a time, eventually your memory will start to fail owing to a lack of sleep and chronically elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Everything requires and attaining that degree may eventually cause you to lose an important part of what makes you you. Eat lightly and sleep heavily. Thank you.
Very good. Nicely done. Just two words here. So very well read. The first one is to lose. Lose, not loss or loss, lose, like a long oo.
Lose.
That's it, lose. I sometimes lose myself in the internet.
I am very much confused in those words like lose and loss.
Okay, yeah, it's pronunciation, isn't it? Every English learner's nightmare. So, to lose, to make a loss. So loss is the noun. Often nouns and verbs are slightly different pronunciation. And then you can also be lost, to be lost. Yeah. And the one most people confuse lose with is actually loose with the double O, which is my t-shirt is very loose, which is the opposite of tight. So loose, lose. Okay. Do you want to try all of those? To lose, to make a loss, to be lost, loose. My t-shirt is very loose. Try it.
My t-shirt is very loose.
And try this next one.
I need to lose weight.
I need to lose.
I need to lose weight.
That's it.
Both are having homonyms. I think those are called homonyms.
It's one of those things you've got to just practice. Maybe get 2 or 3 sentences that make sense to you. Let's try this one.
Investment make a loss.
Yeah, that's a sad but true fact. So get yourself some lose sentences and some loss sentences and start recording. Okay, you know, your brain knows lose and loss. You've got to now train it to just get them to the front of your brain where you can use them. You kind of know, oh yes, I have a problem with that. Now you have to reprogram your brain to accept lose and loss. And throw a loose in occasionally as well. Okay?
Okay.
Good, well done. So, any questions so far? Anybody not sure of the meaning of a phrase? Just seeing if any... Oh, right, shiny. To sleep heavily, yeah. Actually, not just to sleep enough, but to be in a very deep sleep. Here it kind of means, yes, get enough sleep. Tread lightly and sleep heavily. But if you sleep heavily, it can actually mean that you're very difficult to wake up. I don't know. How easy is it for you to wake? If I want to wake you up in the morning, Shiny, can I just say, Shiny, wakey, wakey, and you'll wake up? Or do I need to shake you, throw some cold water over you? What do I need to do to wake you up?
You don't have to wake me up because my circadian rhythm is just I wake up every day just at that time.
Really?
And
wow.
I feel sleepy about this around 9 o'clock. So I'm always struggling to. Okay, I stop this.
Okay. No, well done. I got exactly what you were trying to tell me. So let's have a little poll of everybody here. What time do you normally get up? What's your waking... Okay, no, what time do you normally wake up? Because if you're like me, you don't get up when you wake up. What time do you normally wake up? Five o'clock, Shiny. Wow. Okay, Traum 6 to 6:30. Reem? Not fixed. Okay. Oh, that's very bad for your circadian rhythm. You wake up to join Natasha's session. Oh, bless. Well, it's actually quite a natural time to wake up in the summer because we used to wake up with the light and we used to go to bed with the darkness. Now, of course, we have artificial light and lamps and everything else that keeps us awake. I'm just waiting to see what Reem's typing on hers, what time she wakes up. I usually wake up at about 6:30. I'm up with Traum. I wake up at about 6:30. Nowadays 10 o'clock. Wow, that's late. That's so late. I couldn't sleep that late. I could stay in bed till then, but I couldn't sleep that late. Okay, what about this idea that your memory may suffer with information overload? Too much learning. Is there such a thing as too much learning? Can we learn too much? We've been taught that we need to learn, we need to study, we need to get a degree. Nowadays, 1 degree is not enough anymore. Does anybody agree? Do you think you can learn too much?
No. Hello.
Yes, Vinay, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I am agree because it depends on our capacity to gain. It depends on our brain's capacity to gain. How we gather information and how we arrange our mind. So at some time, too much information is quite cumbersome for us, and at some time, we can accommodate them.
Okay, so you think you can do it? I think
at some time. But when the information is irrelevant to each other, then we can't get it. If information is relevant with each other, then we can get it easily. Whether it is too much, and it depends on my mind capacity, our brain capacity.
Well, they mentioned here that the stress hormone cortisol. I mean, have you got any friends who just do too much? You know, they're on 2 or 3 different courses. They're studying night and day, and they neglect other things in their life. They stop eating properly. They don't sleep properly. Traum, take the mic.
Sorry? Who of you has the mic on? Please mute it. The background sound is so loud here. Lynn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What?
Yeah.
No, the only thing I want to say about too much of information or too overloaded of information. Have you never noticed when you watch an old movie, an old film, how boring it is? Let's say it, when you see a room, there is so less things in, and the movement and the plot, what they want to tell you, it's everything so without any content.
It's all very slow now, is it? Yeah.
Because I think our brain is growing with this situation we have nowadays. So many information from each side. It's much, I know.
So you think we're evolving, yeah?
But I am sure our brain with it one day.
Maybe our brains will evolve. I think at the moment we're in flux. We're in that point where our brains are still a little bit undeveloped or underdeveloped, and maybe we're trying too hard to learn everything at once. I know that when I went to school, it seemed like a lot. You know, all the studying I had to do. And when I went to university, it seemed like a lot. But now I look at my niece and nephew and my great niece and my great nephew, and I think, oh my goodness, because they're having to do twice as much, learn twice as much, twice as fast as I had to. And it does worry me.
Yes, that's true, Lynn. When I look back how I learned German grammar, it's amazing compared to the grammar they learn nowadays in school. It's amazing, Lynn. That's incredible. And and I recently asked my friends, have you ever heard of this or that? Have you ever heard of a interrogative pronomen? No,
exactly. Yes, Shiny, I have a grandnephew. Yeah, he's lovely. How old am I? Well, there's the question. I love throwing things like that in. My great nephew, by the way. 20, absolutely. Well, 21. 21. You need to ask, how old is my great nephew? Very, very young. Okay, so how are we doing for time? Oh, let's carry on. And Shiny, I would like you to read the next part. Okay, we'll overrun a little bit because we had all the technical problems. Okay, Shiny. Oh, hang on, no, I've put that in the wrong place. There you go. Let me just delete that. I love this. I can delete it. Okay. And I'll send it as a message to you as well, Shiny. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Relationships lose meaning. What do relationships have to do with the brain? A lot, actually. Being in love or caring deeply about someone causes profound changes to your brain's neurochemistry, boosting motivation, drive, and analysis. However, technology may be causing us to lose some of the natural compensatory mechanism our brains have designed to protect what we hold dear. Without lots of one-on-one time, your brain does not form a strong level of connection with your significant other as it could. Opting for text messages instead of building communication is a poor tool, as it could never replace interpersonal relationship building. When you are eventually faced with having deep conversations, the awkward silence resulting may be the most visible indicator that something is truly messed up.
Very good. Nicely read. Well done. Okay. Just 3 words. And I think one might be a typo, but it might not be. Anyhow, the first one is analysis. Analysis.
Analysis.
Yes. We analyze something. So the verb is to analyze. And to carry out an analysis. Okay. So if you try it, I analyzed the analysis. Try that.
I analyzed the analysis.
Yeah. I analyzed the analysis. Try again.
I analyzed the analysis.
Much better. Good. Well done. Okay, the next one, mechanism. I know it looks like a ch, but it's not. It's the hard k sound. Mechanism. Like mechanical, mechanic, mechanism. Try it.
Mechanism.
Very good. And the next one, designed. I think it should be designed. The brain is designed. Yeah. Deigned would kind of fit, but only if the brain was seen as a separate entity. If you deign to do something, it's like slightly posh word to mean you're willing to do it. You think it's beneath you, but you'll do it anyway. To deign to, I don't know, to deign to clean the bathroom, you do it unwillingly. Okay, so we'll stop there. We'll carry on next week and try and finish the reading. Okay, sorry about all the technical issues. It's life on the internet as we know it. But remember, we've got the backup of Discord. if people can get into Discord a bit more quickly, that will be really cool in the future. Traum, Hermina, try to get one account on Discord. Okay, you've got 3 at the moment.
I see.
So we have got one of you which does have a photograph. Okay, I'll send it a message and maybe we'll be able to get you back in and you can then learn to use just that one. Okay, but anyhow.
I think with the cow on it.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. So try and use that one. It doesn't matter, but it'll stop you leveling up. And it means that I have to add you each time to be able to access this room. So it's easier if you just use the one account. Okay?
Yes. And in the meantime, I'm trying out that I can delete
the other ones. Yes, that's also a good idea. Just for your sanity's sake, okay? And Reem, well done for getting in here. I think you're using Discord a bit more than Hermina, so you kind of know what it means to come in and pop out again. Anyway, we'll stop there, as I said, for this week. And if you want to leave a message or add anything to the to what, you know, if you think about something, just leave a message on the magazine or in the forum and we can discuss that next week too. Okay. In the meantime, try not to suffer from too much information overload. Although I do think this session with all the shifting from Kitely to Discord, actually we all suffered from a little bit of information overload today. And Tough Guy, if you're watching the recording, I'm so sorry you weren't able to join us. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, take care everybody and thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye, Lynn, and thank you.
Bye everyone.